So today I'll be continuing with my schedule discussion and point spread prediction videos. Today I'll be doing Oklahoma. Mm, So mm, mm, they had a much better year last year in Brent Venables' second year there. In the first year, they only went 6-7. Then this past year, they went 10-3. Mm, they were able to do a lot better in close games in his second year, uh, which probably means that he's gotten better as a coach. And they were just a better team too. Uh, mm, eh, in the first year that he was their coach, their defense was still terrible. It looked like it had when Lincoln Riley was their coach. But then in the second year that he was their coach, it got quite a bit better. Uh, but it still struggled with consistency. Uh, so they get back this year mm, pretty much their whole defense from last year, uh, mm, and it's really talented. Uh, so uh, you would expect it to get even better this year in his third year as their coach. Mm, mm, and mm, it will need to with them now being in the SEC, which is a tougher conference, uh, and part of why they were a lot better too in the second year was because Dylan Gabriel got better as a quarterback, and now he's gone. Uh, and they do have a really talented young quarterback taking over, but he's not really proven yet. So uh, uh, you would expect their offense to not be quite as good as it was last year. So their defense will need to uh, improve again. Mm, And uh, taking a look at this schedule for next season that they have, mm, it is going to be really hard for them to go 10-2 again. Mm, But uh, I won't say that it's going to be impossible. They'll have a chance, I think, to uh, mm, get to 10-2 again. But mm, it's just going to be really hard because this is one of the toughest schedules in the country this year. So in the non-conference now, they're playing four games. Now that they're in the SEC, Mm, mm. and they didn't get just like a really easy non-conference schedule uh, this year. They do have two really easy games against Temple and Maine, but then they have two games in a row there in the non-conference against Houston and Tulane, and Houston. They last year moved to the Power Five. Uh, mm, they weren't very good last year, but still, that won't be one where uh, mm, it will just be a given win for Oklahoma. But it is one uh, that you would expect them to be able to win fairly easily. And then Tulane, uh, mm, they are not Power Four, but they're one of the best non-Power Four teams. They in 2022 had a really good year where they beat Southern Cal in the Cotton Bowl, and then last year they played Ole Miss, I remember, and they played them pretty tough. So that won't be one where uh, Oklahoma uh, will just be able to not play hard and win easily. Uh, but it is one that you would expect them to be able to win. Mm, and then mm, they mm, keep their rivalry with Texas, Red River, uh, and uh, the strangest thing about this schedule is not seeing Oklahoma State on it. The Bedlam rivalry is coming to an end, at least for now. Hopefully, sometime in the future, that rivalry will come back. Mm, mm, but the Texas game will obviously be really tough. That game's been tough for Oklahoma, even when Texas has been terrible, and Oklahoma was at the top of the Big 12 conference. Uh, and they've got a road game against Ole Miss that's going to be really tough. And I'll go and tell you that I'll probably be at that game this year. Mm, And then uh, they have a road game against Missouri that will probably be tough. You know, Missouri had a pretty good year last year, but uh, I do wonder if that was just a one-time thing for them or not. Uh, and then uh, it's really tough at the end there with Alabama and then LSU on the road. Uh, Alabama will still be a tough game for them, but uh, it won't be. I don't think like it would have been if Nick Saban was still coaching there. Uh, they're more beatable now, I think. Uh, mm, and uh, playing LSU on the road is mm, never easy. It is one of the toughest places to play in all of college football. And then uh, the game against Auburn at Auburn will be a tough game too because uh, even when Auburn's not a very good team, they're still so hard to play at Auburn. Uh, they're unlike most teams where uh, it gives them probably about a 3 point advantage playing uh, at their home field and playing at the other team's field. Uh, mm, Auburn, it it gives them a big advantage playing at their home field than playing at the other team's field. They're a much better team at home than on the road. It's one of the toughest places to play in all of college football. So Oklahoma should be a better team than Auburn mm, this year, I think. But that one's still going to be tough. Mm, and then Tennessee could be kind of tough, but they do get that one at home, so that will be good for mm, Oklahoma. And I do like where the first week off comes right before the rivalry game with Texas, and then uh, I also like where the second week off comes uh, right after the road game with Missouri and right before the game against Alabama. So they did get it good with uh, their weeks off. Mm, so now I'll move on to the prediction. Mm, So if you haven't seen how I do my uh, point spread scale, uh, go back and watch the Ohio State video so you can better understand that. Uh, mm, but the games in the green are the ones where I think that Oklahoma will be favored to win by a blowout, 20 or more points. Those games are Temple and Maine. And then the games in the blue are games where I think Oklahoma will be favored to win by 10 to 19 points. So not close, but not a blowout. I see three of those at Houston, at Tulane, and South Carolina. Then the games in the purple are games where I think that they'll be favored to win by about a touchdown, 6 to 9 points. There are two of those, Tennessee and Auburn. and then the games where mm, I think that they'll be about a field goal underdog in 1 to 5 points are in the gray. Uh, those are uh, Texas, Ole Miss, and LSU. Uh, mm, and uh, the games uh, in the black are uh, the toss-up games, which means that there won't be a favorite. There are two of those, Missouri and Alabama. Uh, mm, so uh, those games in the green there, Temple and Maine, Oklahoma should be favored to beat Temple by 30 points probably, and then Maine they'll be favored to beat them by probably 50 points. They should destroy both of those teams. Mm, and uh, mm, Houston, mm, I would probably say that uh, Oklahoma would be about an 18-point favorite in that game right now, and then probably about 17 points against Tulane. Uh, and uh, South Carolina, they're not going to be very good. I don't think they'll be one of the worst teams in the SEC. So at home, Oklahoma, I think, would probably be about a 17-point favorite in that one. Mm, and then uh, Tennessee, right now, I'd probably say Oklahoma would be about a 6-point favorite in that game. And the same with Auburn. I'd say Oklahoma would be about a 6-point favorite in that one right now. Uh, mm, and uh, Texas, mm, uh, right now, I'd probably say Oklahoma would be a 4 or 5 point underdog in that one, but they'll have a really good chance to win. That one's always close to a toss up. Uh, mm, and mm, Ole Miss, right now, I'd say that Oklahoma would be about a 5 point underdog in that one. Uh, mm, because Ole Miss, I think, is going to be uh, mm, a little bit better. At least they'll have, I think, a little bit better of a roster this year than Oklahoma will, and it is on the road. Mm, and mm, uh, LSU, that one is almost a toss up to me. I had thought about putting it in the black. I just put it in the gray because it's at LSU. Uh, Probably Oklahoma would just be right now about a 1 or 2 point uh, underdog in it because I know LSU was good last year, but uh, that was really just because they had Jaden Daniels. He really carried that team. Uh, was really good passing and his really good rushing yards. Uh, because their defense wasn't very good at all last year. It actually reminded me of Oklahoma's teams uh, mm, uh, when they were coached by Lincoln Riley. They had uh, a really good offense, but a not very good defense. And Jaden Daniels is gone now this year, so if LSU can't get things figured out on defense this year, uh, I would really like Oklahoma's chances to win that one, even at LSU. Uh, and Missouri, uh, I was close to putting that one in the gray, but I decided to just leave it in the black because uh, mm, I just find it hard to believe right now that Missouri is going to be able to have another year like they did last year. Uh, if they do, then probably Oklahoma would be a 1 or 2 point underdog in it. But uh, mm, if they don't, they Oklahoma might even be the favorite in that one. Uh, so I'm just going to leave that one as a toss up for now. Mm, and then Alabama, I had thought about putting that one in the pink, which that means that Oklahoma would be a 1 to 5 point favorite in it because it's at Oklahoma. But I decided to leave it in the black because uh, Alabama, even though they probably won't be as good without Nick Saban this year, and they did lose a lot of players in the portal, they're still, I think, just too talented of a team to just fall apart uh, that fast. They still have one of the best rosters in the country, so that's why I left that one as a toss up uh, mm, for now. Mm, and uh, that will be mm, about it with this video. And please subscribe. And thanks for watching another one of my videos. And I'll make another one very soon.